If you are having any questions, as usual, please use the Q&A box to type in your questions, and all the questions will be answered after the session. And without further ado, I would hand it over to you, Simon.
All right, perfect. Then let's get started. Thanks for organizing the event and the chance to also introduce our new Sales and Service Cloud. And just to set a little bit the scene, I've been now with SAP for 18 years. So I've been always in the CRM market, mainly looking after the sales and service processes. And I have the great pleasure today to introduce you to our next generation solutions that we have in the cloud for SFA and for service operations as well, our Sales and Service Cloud, which is powered by Business AI, so infused Business AI everywhere in the business process. Like we're talking about machine learning, we're talking about generative AI, we're talking about Joule as our conversational AI that also triggers AI agents. So we are really at the forefront of innovation here with the solution. And we also had the chance to completely revamp the CRM market with this, right? Because when you look at this in the CRM market, I mean, our CRM on-premise has been a market leader in this area for a long time. Then the first cloud generation came out where we SAP had the first generation of cloud solutions, as well as a few of the other market companions out there. But most of these solutions and technologies are completely outdated by now, right? And SAP took the chance now to redevelop a completely new approach to CRM, where we have a cloud native, so real cloud native microservice-based sales and service cloud solution that we have developed with a great and super performant platform that is like 15 to 18% times faster than anything else in the market. Super nice user experience, and that is really infusing AI everywhere in the business process. And like you know it from SAP, as always, we are deeply embedded in our business suite, so in the ERP, S4 at the back, and so the back end, to leverage all of the knowledge that we have in there, like pricing, ATP check, and so on and so forth, is all part of this. So when we designed this new solution, this new Sales and Service Cloud solution, we really had a redesign of the full CRM in mind, right? We wanted to not only bring what we had in the past into some new look and feel, but really redesign the way people work with the CRM tool. At the end, it's important that we are getting adoption with the CRM implementation, right? Too many CRM implementations failed because at the end of the day, the users did not use it. So we designed it in a way that the user wants to use it, because we are exactly covering their pain points. So we looked at how a sales user would like to be guided through their day. Where do we have to infuse AI so that we get the right recommendations and everything? And also, from a service side, it's also a full service solution to bring together all the information that the service agent needs to basically have much faster the resolution of their tickets or cases, how we call them here, right? So in the past, we had like 16 different tabs open, and now we bring this all together, right? For the sales agent, it's the other way around. We don't want to like restrict them to be only in the Sales and Service Cloud. We also know that if they're on the mobile, they need the data. If they're in Outlook, they need the data, because about 56% of the time they are not even using the system. Still, you need the system data. That is very important. When I started SAP, you see here on the left side, that was our market leading solution. The technology has advanced a little bit since then. And this is how our solution looks nowadays, right? That is really the most modern state-of-the-art solution that you can find in the market, with microservice architecture below it. We don't have any downtimes with the solution anymore because of the microservice architecture. We can just shoot new features at any point in time with the clean core in mind. Super clean user experience that is easy to navigate for the users, and all of this also works on the mobile device. So let's talk about what we had in mind when we redesigned the solution completely from scratch. So I was already mentioning that the user experience for the specific role was a very important piece for us. And that user experience doesn't equal UI, right? UI is just a technology at the end of the day. The user experience is what does the user feel when using the solution? Do I want to use the solution, or is it something that I have to do because my management tells me? And if it's the latter, then you often have a very low adoption and then you have a failed CM implementation. But when you actually see that there is a benefit in there for me, I always get the 360-degree view of my customer. It doesn't matter if I'm on the mobile, on the browser. If I'm working in Outlook, I also get the data transferred to my side panel, or even with Joule on top as a conversational AI, bringing together all the information that I need about the customer, being from ERP or from sales, from service, from commerce, from marketing, and even bringing together all the data from the Microsoft 365 productivity apps world, right? So because we integrate also the Copilot from Microsoft in our Joule. And that is a real user experience. If I get my data wherever I'm working right now, at my choice, at my pace, that is user experience. Right? Then also what we also want to have on top of that is obviously a great usability. So you click yourself through the screen, and you basically have a little amount of clicks. That has often been cumbersome in the past, that you have to click 20 times to get somewhere. Now we have one-click actions everywhere. It's all super easy and intuitive. But on top of that, there's also Joule that will reduce now the number of clicks even further, much further actually, to get to the information that I need. It goes that far that at the end of the day, from a mobile device where Joule is also embedded, you basically can just talk with Joule and ask her things about Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, about the backend, about you can give her tasks that are also using Microsoft 365 skills and agents at the end of the day. So this will really, even while driving and you're updating some notes or you're getting a briefing for your meeting, this is some real productivity gain that you can get through this. Then I also don't want to show you on the slides here, by the way. I'm right after this slide, I'm jumping into the demo. So you really see it in action also. And I want to hold my promises of showing a very attractive, very fast solution that has business AI everywhere. You judge at the end by yourself, but we have really jam-packed it with AI capabilities, as well as making it super easy to navigate in there. And it is modern, it feels modern. The way today, we actually, when we are speaking to new customers, they show their users our solution. The users decide for our solution versus all of the other vendors out there, because it's super intuitive. Even when you're having it side by side with anything else, the users have decided on our solution because of the super intuitive way it works. And we do have, and that's part of the intuitivity and also the adoption, we do have AI capabilities everywhere in the business process. What does that mean? We have, for example, in the leads and opportunities, we have a machine learning approach where we look into what are the most important leads and opportunities to focus on so that we are making more money at the end of the day. If I see as a sales rep that I can make more money with this because it is focusing and recommending for me the right things, then I'm more likely to use it. We have generative AI everywhere in the business process, where you're navigating through an opportunity to an account, and suddenly there's a summary of the account that is giving you really deep insights into what you should focus on at this account. Or you want to create an email, and then suddenly you're automatically having an email in front of you that fits to exactly this account, this contact, to this opportunity that you're working on. And it just happens automatically, right? So this is really bringing in the business process new AI technology. And this is also where then we have Joule embedded on top of this, where you can dig into the whole SAP universe in terms of data, as well as leveraging the large language models, of course, with it. But you can also have Microsoft 365, Outlook, OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams, all embedded in there. So you always have the information you need, and you can use the skills that you need to do also agentic use cases, right? And that go over and beyond just that the SAP data, it goes all the way into the Microsoft 365. Performance is a very big topic. I mean, a lot of users would say, performance, that is something my IT folks need to take care of. But at the end of the day, that's adoption. If I'm using a solution that makes me wait 3-4 seconds until a click happens, or I'm installing something on my phone that it takes 10 seconds until it's loaded for the first time, then I am most likely to throw it down from my phone even before it is installed, before it is loaded for the first time. So performance is a big importance, has a big importance also for adoption. So all of the users that are using our solution, they were saying, wow, this is a super fast performance. We never have to wait anywhere. It's really fun to use the solution, right? Which in the past was not always what we heard. So fast performance in the market, I already mentioned 200 milliseconds is the average response time, and this means we're like 15 to 18 times faster than anything else in the market. And it is obviously seamlessly integrated into the business suite in our S4 systems, but also in the older systems from us in the ECC world, right? So deep integration out of the box that SAP is taking care of. You basically only have to map the two solutions at once, and then SAP is taking care of the maintenance that the I flows, that's how we call them, like the integration flows that they are keep running. And if we have some time at the end, we'll also jump into the mobile app. I hadn't planned this now, but let's see if we have the time for it. That would be great to actually show that to you as well. I just logged in here, seems to work. Yeah, most probably we can make it. All right, demo. Let's jump into the look and feel of the demo, and I want to focus on 5 things. I want to show you how easy you can navigate it, nice user experience. Then I want to show you the AI capabilities that the solution has, right? We want to look at also the speed, the performance of the solution. We talk about the integration, and then also how Joule extends into the entire SAP world in terms of data, but also then into the Microsoft 365 world. I'll show you that in the system as well. Let me quickly go to full screen here. So that's how our solution looks like. So you see, it looks modern on the first glance, but obviously in the first screen, you will always have kind of the same setup. You have some pin cards, some fast click actions. You see the overview of your win rate, your opportunities, your leads, and so on, your activities that are upcoming. But I'm not going to go into the details with those. I'm just going with you through a very quick look and feel demo of the solution. Let's make this maybe one little bit bigger. All right, so this is my opportunities that I see now here. And you directly see, all right, I get some indication. What is that telling me? The indication here is telling me that, oh, this is 96% of probability that we will make this opportunity. And you also see why is it? Because the priority is high, because there's a high probability, and maybe a great sales rep is attached. Versus there's other ones here where there's some negative impacts as well. So it's this machine learning based approach to seeing which ones I should focus on is a very good one, because we also do see behind the scenes what it's not a black box, right? We see why it is, why should I focus my time on this? Then we have this drag and drop features just to make it very intuitive. Also, you can see it in a little bit more interactive way here, where you have different graphs basically coming up related to your opportunities. Now, that's pretty intuitive, I think. But I also want to show you how speedy it is, right? We opened this, and when you look at this number here, this here, what we opened was 4,492 opportunities. They're all loaded down here, right? Now I'm going to, just for the sake of the fun, I'm going to all opportunities. We just made it to 9,500 opportunity in, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 200 milliseconds, right? So the speed of this solution is absolutely unmatched anywhere, right? So it's going back to 4,400, or I can even do like a search here. The bond is my favorite customer. Now it's selected 3,200 C bond technology opportunities that are all in here, right? So in milliseconds, you really get the response to your opportunity. Now you can click on some of these opportunities here and check which one you want to run with. Here you also see it opens on the right side immediately. Some confetti is coming down. This one is not a great one. Let's see. This one has quite some data. Let's use this one. So you see there is confetti coming down. We basically have a little bit of gamification everywhere to just make the user feel after 5 weeks or 5 months, sometimes even of a sales cycle, you finally can set this little button to 1. And then there is some confetti coming down. I bet with you will have a little smile on your face. What I mentioned also that we have this fast complete actions, right? I have an activity here that I have to do. I just call the customer and I say, all right, this is done. Then you have these different phases here. And if you see we are in this phase at the moment, you see a little bit more of a how is the weekly trend for our machine learning. And also there is activities that have happened recently related to this specific opportunity. Now, when I open this up, you see, and again, there's confetti coming down. Everything is opening up super fast. You get recommendations of what are the next things that you should do to bring that opportunity over the finishing line. There's different phases of the opportunity. So like a sales methodology, we call it the playbook that comes out of the box with the solution. And it's basically telling you in which phase do I have to do what. For example, in the quotation phase, I'll have to obviously create a quotation, but also other activities that have been working in the past in that phase is bring an additional value advisor into the game so that our customer can see what's the value of, so the real value of the solution, because then he will be much more likely be convinced that this is the right way to go and sign the deal as well. Right, this activities here that basically are coming up for us. And then you can progress in the next stage and so on and so forth, right? And in this phase here, for example, I have to first do some scheduled task for the last final decision. I'm just saving that and it's in here. Yeah, you can also see this on a timeline view. So this is your tasks. You also see that there is some numbers here next to the contact. These are basically telling us how often they are engaging with us. So again, machine learning is telling us how many times are these contacts engaging with us, how likely are they to help us to bring something over the finishing line, which is really relevant. And also it will show us who of my team can help me to get a little introduction to them, right? This is also something really nice. It's like a hack ranking that we have there. Then what we also do have here on the left side, again, is all the details related to it. I was talking about machine learning. Machine learning we see here, right? Machine learning we see here. Then the next thing is generative AI in the business context. So we can do like a follow-up here from this opportunity. It could be a visit, a task, a case, which is the modern word for ticket, which is much more strong, opportunity, follow-up, and so on and so forth, right? I want to create an email now. I'll just use a random template here. These little icons down here, they will always show you when there is some magic happening. Right here, for example, I have a prompt that I'm selecting, product proposal email. I hit this button, and a few seconds later, I see, dear Joe Wills, I hope you're doing good. This is the product that you were interested in. Here's the differentiator. That's why I think you would really love this product. And so we basically take the context of this opportunity and the contact and the products in there to write a whole email to the customer, which is now featuring the product and all the information that are in there, so that we are much faster in the creation of this and keeping contact also. So this is not something very complex or very techy. At the end of the day, you are going through your normal sales process, guided selling, and suddenly there's an email creation coming up. And we make it easy. We can also say, okay, this customer, I know them pretty well. We have had a few drinks already together. So I basically say it's casual and we want it more short. So we are redeploying it and basically typically takes a few seconds. You get all this deployed again. Similar like when you're normally using the large language models and you say, dumb it down a little bit, make it a little bit more extra, or make it shorter, make it longer, right? So we have this here, and we can basically now send this out. Once this is sent out, you will also have a timeline. So we see a complete timeline of things that happened with this contact or with this opportunity. And you also see there is this email that we just sent out. It might not look great now here, but I can also see what kind of email was sent out, right? That is coming up here directly because the template was wrapped around it now. And all of the activities that you have, they will be seen here. So basically, you can also say, I only want to see my tasks or opportunities. And then you're filtering it in milliseconds again. So it's really super fast with everything you do here, it's super, super fast. Now, I am in this opportunity now, and the customer's calling me and needs some additional information. We have some additional AI tools that are helping us to engage with the client more fast. So here on the right side, there's a side panel, and I can also get rid of the left one. So it's really dynamic here. And here I have different, so the customer is asking me about this, our product is a pump, right? About this multi-echo pump, if I know how fast it is spinning or something like that, right? Some specification that I don't have in my mind. So what I do is tell me about multi-echo. So I'm asking the large language models plus also our own data that we basically have grounded in there about the information about this multi-echo system. The thing is that in the past, you had your sales data and service data, you had your S4 data and or ERP data, but oftentimes all the Microsoft 365 applications were far outside your reach. But here, what we are doing now, we are basically bringing together the OneDrive, the emails, so Outlook, Teams transcripts, and so on and so forth, and bring that all in here. And we can just ask it questions, right? So this was, tell me about multi-echo. All right, there's some information, and I also see where it comes from. It's from a product sheet related to this pump, which is somewhere in the SharePoint, which is indexed. So it gives me exactly the information that I need here. Let's see, what else can we do here? The annual energy consumption. We can ask the question also differently, right? I can ask, what's the annual energy consumption of multi-echo? And then it should give me precisely this sentence out of there where it's about the consumption. Yep, so we got exactly this here. So it's much faster for you to find really your information that you need. Bringing together the best out of the both worlds, SAP and also Microsoft. Then we also have this kind of smart actions here where we can see, okay, this is the customer that was calling me or that was sending me an email. You see a summary of the email here. Now I just want to see a little bit more about this customer and click on him. So I can see the latest orders and generative AI-based summary, 360-degree view of the customer, just summarizing a little bit about the current situation. And now when we're actually going into the email that is also summarized here, the customer wants a certain information about the contracts. So I see there's some smart actions. I can, for example, I can identify key stakeholders from both companies. All right, please write an answer for me. Yeah, with the data that is available to you. So leveraging the large language models as well as the data from SAP to bring this together. Yeah, so it's basically now a summary of the contacts that we could copy now and send via email to the customer. So really improving the productivity here. Then we also have this AI tools. In the AI tools, it's basically a prompt designer that we have out of the box use cases here that you can leverage, but you can also build your own ones. You can build your own prompts. You can build your own agents here, right? That can do multiple things, looking at complex tasks and really doing that completely autonomous. Or if there is some additional request to a human necessary, they will also do it. I'm just making an example what we, for example, have built here with customers. There was one customer, they wanted to automate how they can give a spot award to their sales reps. So they were basically, the use case is they are typing in Joule, hey Joule, can you please give my top 5 sales reps a 5K spot award, everyone, but they need to be over 1 million. Then it goes from the Joule interface, from the conversational AI, it goes directly to the Sales Cloud here. It checks which sales reps have over 1 million and which are the top 5. Then from there, it goes into success factors. In success factors, it will check what are the conditions to give a spot award. Then it uses the Microsoft 365 Copilot, how do you say about that, skills, right, to send out an email. So it would draft an email with a template to the customer, to the users. Hey, you won a 5K spot award because you are over 1 million and your manager wants to appreciate you. Then it goes back to the sales manager and basically in Joule tells you, all right, this 5 sales reps have received this spot award now. That is some really, really cool features, and we can automate a lot of this and drive the productivity up. Right? It's very simple things that we just did here with AI, but at the end of the day, that will really save time because it's very time-consuming tasks. So that is the AI capabilities here on the right. What I also really love all the time is we can open this one here again. This one is one already. What I also really love is that you can create directly an order or a quote from here, where then you can use the integration to the backend to the S4, where you get your pricing logic, your ATP check, and all the information that you need related to the customer 360. Also, when we jump then to the customer directly, let's just open the customer. We have different KPIs here. We have all related information to the client. We see the contacts with their scoring. Which one should we reach out to? Better the ones that have a high scoring because they're more likely to make more business with us. And then here on the left side, you also see there's the top things, right? This is top signals or highlights. They could come from anywhere, from our CDP solution, from commerce, they can come from S4, they can come from external systems as well, basically with an external hook. One example would be, I need to know something about this account. So someone at this account or a contact here has been trying to use our commerce page to order some new products for 5,000, 10,000 euros a pump. Then the shopping cart was canceled for some reason or abandoned. So what we need to know now is, why did that happen? Was the food ready, or was the customer finding a better offer? Right? And in this case, we could directly send a notification in here, which with alarming colors, that is telling us basically this customer has tried to create a shopping cart but didn't finish it. So I directly call the customer from here and see if we can rescue this deal and help him with any recommendations that he or she might need. What we can do before we do that is dig a little bit into the account synopsis, because here, based on generative AI also, we are gathering this information, right, about the customer, about the business overview of the customer, challenges, competitive landscape. That all comes automatically without any effort from the large language models. So maybe from the machine learning perspective or from the AI perspective, you still have in your mind that it takes ages until you can really adopt it. And this is also quite true when you're looking at the machine learning. Machine learning needed a lot of data. Machine learning needs you to basically train the models until you get some really sense-making outcomes. So this is basically what you would see in this opportunity, this here. Those are the machine learning scorings. Now, when we are here in this area, it's account synopsis, that is not machine learning. That is coming directly from the large language models. So you basically switch on this application here. You have the customer name and the industry filled out, and you directly get this information filled out here. And now, while you're driving to a new customer, you can basically say, can you tell me please what is the customer's competitive landscape, what products are they selling, what services are they selling, what's their business strategy, and so on and so forth, right? You can directly get that. Give me a briefing before I reach the customer. That is something that will increase my productivity big time. Right. And also after the customer meeting, you can say, okay, update the notes and also the forecast to 90% because it was a great meeting. This kind of stuff is really game changing. Now there's only one thing that because I mentioned it earlier, my network is always something that I love to show. This is where we are looking at the customer. And again, we have the scoring here. This is my main customer, and I want to see how they have developed over time. And is that a positive trend or a negative trend? So the HAC ranking is basically like a HAC, yeah? How much do they like us? How much are they are they engaging with our brand and with our people? So we see Seaborne Technologies or Seaborne Industries, they are great, right? A lot of emails that we are sending back and forth. So yes, we are also digging into the Outlook area here. So the Microsoft 365 stuff, including meetings and so on and so forth. And then we rate the customer based on this. Not only the customer, but we can also look into the contacts, and that now where these little icons that we saw earlier. Joe Will is the most important supporter of our brand in this customer. So let's click on him. Recently there was a downward trend here. So let's see. We should engage with him again. Just call him or do something for him, right? So that we can keep the momentum up. Is there any activities that we have done recently? There was a little bit going on, but let's see. I have not done personally business with them. So let's see which colleagues have done business with them. So Mike Summers, one of my colleagues, has already quite some successful engagements with the client. So maybe I can just call him and ask him if he can give me a warm introduction to the client, right? So I really see who has the connections in my organization, and I really like that part. And up here is basically the contacts that we are engaging a lot with in Outlook or in the outside world somewhere. And we are bringing this into our Sales and Service Cloud and basically just tell us, do you want to create a contact from these individuals that you are engaging with in Outlook, right? That you don't have in the system yet. So this is some really nice features to understand the business better and to make more business. And coming back to this, if you understand, if the sales reps understand, if they feel I'm doing better business with that, I have more money on my bank account at the end of the month. If they see that they get recommendations and really guidance through the activities, then you will really see that there is a great positive impact on this. I also really like, I have one other system where I want to show you the latest and greatest innovation in terms of Joule. Joule is our overall conversational AI that we have at SAP. It goes in all kind of systems, and then maybe shortly also the mobile. So basically that Joule, you can ask it anything. So there's some quick start actions. Show me my accounts, for example. And then from there, we don't have to navigate anywhere, right? So we can basically say, we can stay in here, or we can tell Joule to open the account in the background, right? And you see, it's super fast. It's like hyper fast how fast we are opening the things, because we have less than 200 milliseconds of average response time. Then here we can ask generative AI stuff, like show me the business strategies. And remember, that's what I showed earlier. Account insights, I think it's probably it now here. Here I see basically all the information about this specific account strategy, business strategy that comes from the large language model with a combination of a few data that we have in the system, similar to what we have down here, basically. Also, what we can do, let me go back up to here again. There's different options that I can do, but I can also just ask Joule anything, right? Here I can ask for key metrics, for example. So what it can do now, it can bring, and let me navigate there. And I put this a little bit on the side. We basically got the key metrics. The key metrics you will find here, for example, ERP data, credit usage, credit limit usage, and I see that 36% here, right, coming directly from the backend, and we also can see this here in Joule. And this Joule is now integrated anywhere where you go. It will follow you anywhere. It's not a threat. It will support you everywhere. You will have it in your Outlook. You will have it in your Sales Cloud. You will have it in S4. And everywhere you bring the data together from the SAP universe as well as the Microsoft 365 universe. You can also, if you're new to the solution, you can basically ask stuff like, tell me how an opportunity is created in private selling. It's one feature that we have in the solution and did some mistakes in the spelling. Let's see if it can do it. Oh yeah, it's integrated here. Navigate to this guided selling page, create an opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You see down here, this is how you do it. And that's from the SAP portal now. So it can really help you to also get, I can click on it and directly navigate there. Can basically help you a lot to get quick answers to your questions. And I think that is really a game changer than bringing together all the data that you have in your other SharePoint, OneDrive kind of places is really amazing. Now, maybe quickly, if the sharing here works now, let me try that. Oh, yeah, okay, super. That works. That works very well here. Positive surprises are always good. So when you look at this, is the mobile application that we have. You can also like close that down and let me open it again. I have the face recognition, and then I'm in there in immediately. Basically, you have access to your data. Yeah? You see that here's the upcoming activities, leads. You can navigate there. You can also like swipe this to the left. You see opportunities down here, and let me just click on the first one. This example here, we have some planned activities. Do we have any insights? No, not much of insights. Timeline, what happened in the past, and so on and so forth. But let's see if we can find any opportunity that comes from Seaborn technology. Let's go to the search. So Seaborn technology, here's the account itself. Also in the account, you have this account synopsis, where you then can ask about this generative AI capabilities. So they are also on the mobile device. So while you're driving to the customer, it can give you these insights. You see that is the email that we were sending out earlier from the browser, and all of the information is here as well. You have your notes related to this, which with speech recognition as well. You have hack rank and everything related here. What is that? Promotions on product tracking list, key metrics. You also have that related to the account. And obviously when you're then at the relationships, they're there as well, which we saw earlier, where you can call the customers directly. And these contacts, we were looking at this earlier in the system, and you can directly call the customer or send an email to the customer with simple actions here in the system. I would love to see also a nice opportunity. Which one is an opportunity here? Tasks. Yeah, down there is an opportunity. Hopefully we did this one. Let's see, maybe we can set status to 1. And we get a little bit of confetti here as well, right? So just a few simple things that I wanted to share. That's opportunities again. You can also, that's all of the scope that we have currently in the solution. So it's including the quote, it's including the order, it's including everything. And when you're going to the calendar, then you can do things like show me the agenda, or better, show me the map actually. And on the map, you can say, okay, I want to see my visits on the map, or I can also say, I want to see my leads on the map, right? And then it shows me all the customers that I wanted to visit where I have an opportunity to sell something. And then you can just select one of them and say, all right, navigate me there. So you can directly navigate with Google Maps, for example, now here. Good. That was just very quickly on how the mobile works. So I think from a solution perspective, we have really covered a lot. Let me go back here for the last 10, 15 minutes to give you a little bit more of an insight where we stand with this and what is the background of Joule and when this is coming in all of the different solutions. So we have now in the Sales Cloud, we have the Joule embedded. It's an S4 embedded, so these data can already come together. Then it's Microsoft 365. It's embedded as well. But this is very new. So it came out end of last year, basically. And now we are having customers that use it already, that can do these different actions that I was showing you, also with the quotes and so on. And this is now every day, this is growing and growing and growing. And Joule will be the number one co-pilot of the co-pilots because it leverages the 365 world. It leverages also the entire SAP world in terms of data and agents, where we are building a lot of agents out of the box, but you as customers can also build your own agents. So how does that framework look behind this? So we basically have the Joule user experience here, which is going to be the place to have your sales reps, your service agents, your finance people. Everyone will leverage this Joule, which is embedded with that little Joule icon here in every solution. And then you can get all information that you need from the SAP universe or outside. So what basically happens, you do your use case, whatever it is that you have built as an agent or SAP has built and provided to you. And you trigger it from here. And then Joule is going and catching information from everywhere, going into the large language models, leveraging also Microsoft 365 applications, getting the information also from the business applications of SAP, and then basically giving you the response back, right? And that all with generative AI in the mindset and your own data set. Yeah. So you're not your context, your users, your history, your data, and everything is part of this. And that's a very, very strong proposition and really makes Joule the number one. This one I showed you live. Use Copilot in the world. And we have many, many customers live with the solution. We have many, many customers that are also speaking for us on stage, that are having also videos with us, that have been on SAP Now events with us. So if anyone is interested to speak to some of our customers about it, very happy to do so. If anyone wants to go a little bit deeper into the solution capabilities or strategy, where we are heading with this, please also reach out to us. Maybe just to summarize one more time. So we really took the chance to say, okay, we are now investing in the CRM market to reinvent the complete CRM market, basically. And having more of a user-based look at it, how do we guide the user through the daily work in a much faster way with business AI, with a solution that he likes to use, that he or she doesn't have to wait for ages to get a click or an analytical pattern opened, or on the mobile app that you really will find all information that you need even while driving to the customer with getting something summarized. That is what we wanted to design, and this is what we have designed. And you just saw earlier, we have like over 60 customers live now, with some of them over thousands of users. And the solution is only 3 years old, right? It's 3 years on the market, and it's like every week now we can see new customers going live, and plenty of them actually. A lot of partners are already investing heavily in the solution in terms of capabilities and having enough people so that can help our customers, which we have over 1,000 customers that we have already signed on the solution. We are now really in the implementation for getting a lot of customers to this North Star architecture. So it's really based on microservices. What does that mean? It's super fast. I mean, I think that we have seen in the solution, but it also, we have no downtimes with the solution. SAP would probably never say we have 0 downtime, but in reality, the last 12 months I checked recently, we had 0 seconds of downtime. But probably the SLA will say something a little slightly different, but I can tell you it is like that. And you can also see that when you have the solution in the analytics. And basically, we are delivering new features for you every day. Right? We are just bundling them and activating them at the end of the month. But since we are completely with a clean core here, so we develop everything side by side or in the key user tools where you can do it by yourself and clean that is all clean core. We do not have any problems with an update. So we don't have to go, the system doesn't have to go off the network. If it's a major increase or major feature that we are delivering, we put a flag there that you first have to activate it. So you're not changing everything upside down with an update. That is a very important piece as well. But we have these capabilities now to deliver every day. Every month we activate it. Every quarter, I think we are doing an update session where we explain what all did come. But before that, you already see it in the sub help and so on under the news. Yeah, so that then the user experience, I think, is it speaks for itself. It's the first time in my history at SAP that I basically go to the customers, the users, play with it, and play also with our competition or market companions, and they all say we want SAP from a user experience perspective. That is something new. That is something that I am very proud of. After my 18 years at SAP, seeing multiple solutions that we have been selling in the past, really having a solution that puts everyone else in the shadow. I think it's a German way to say it, but puts is faster and more loved by any user than anything else out in the market is really a nice thing to see. And we are actually bringing AI to life. A lot of people speak about it. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but we really bring AI to life. Everything that you just saw me showing was live in the system. No videos, no anything, nothing fake, everything live in the system. And the deep integration to the backends is a big topic as well. If you are an ERP customer, obviously, then we do have we can offer you a very, very low TCO because we have out of the box this iFlows generated that we basically can, you can use them. The APIs are already developed. Just have to connect S4 or ECC from one side, and then from the other side, you will connect your Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, and all of the mapping in between that has been done already for you. And we're also doing the maintenance of it. So you basically just integrate this with your integration technology. Just one, I think it's 2 more slides, but I don't want to go into details with it. I just want to show you this is all of the AI capabilities that we have been delivering in the sales side. And we really look at it from a process perspective. So campaign to lead, what kind of Gen AI and machine learning capabilities do we have here? Like prospecting email, like we saw it in the demo, or lead scoring, Gen AI email creation also from the lead booster and stuff like that, discovery questions, and so on and so forth. So this is all machine learning or generative AI capabilities. Some of them even agentic interfaces or agentic use cases, which you can build your own agents also, right? We are developing a lot of agents from SAP side that you can leverage, but you can basically also create your complete own agents that use our skills across the LOBs and the data, and also the outside world like Microsoft 365. And that is bringing together the best out of 2 worlds. And that was just the sales part. Now here we are in the service. Yeah, this is basically in the service capabilities, automatic case categorization. Services on the same platform. So we leverage machine learning to have similar cases, case categorization, summary of a email, summary of a case, translation of an incoming email when you're in a multinational company, for example, can also then take an outgoing email and translate it before it goes out. Knowledge bases that we can recommend and all of this stuff, right? There's a lot of use cases that we have here, template, recommender and stuff like that. So a lot of really nice use cases in sales and in service. So if there is interest here that for going a little bit deeper, please let us know. Good. We wanted to leave some time in the end for Q&A. We have 7 minutes left, so let's see if there's any questions that we can directly ad hoc answer here.
Yeah, I see here someone. The last one, is the toolkit also available for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud V1? And if a customer integrates it with V1, can they later use the same license for V2 as well?
It is the same license, yes. It just depends on what you're integrating at the end of the day. We have both of them have a standard integration. You can leverage it completely for the version 1 as well, where in the version 2, we also have a lot of AI and Gen AI capabilities in the business process. There, you would use the AI toolkit for basically creating your own agents, for creating your own prompts, right? While in the version 1, there is machine learning that you can get through the add-ons, right? But any generative AI only comes through the AI toolkit, the CX AI toolkit. So, but absolutely, both of them are supported by it. And it also includes commerce as well as the CDP, the Microsoft 365 stuff is all part of it.
Okay.
Will the slides be provided? Yes, we can do that. That's no problem at all. They're all public slides. Can you provide us a tutorial accordingly? For the implementation, just want to make sure that I'm understanding the question right. So we have all sorts of learnings for Sales and Service Cloud version 2, and also we have a very strong services team that has been doing this many times to bring customers from CM on-premise into the cloud in the version 2. Also, we have a lot of customers actually that have been going from version 1 to version 2 already, right? We are not focused of forcing anyone to do that. Yeah, you can also stay in the version 1 as long as you want, right? We don't have any end of lifetime for the solution, but obviously we would love to have you sooner or later, also if you're in the version 1, going to the new platform, because you get all these benefits of AI capabilities, Gen AI, Joule, you have the speed, you have the UX and so on, right? And we are ready to, we have all of these tools ready for the tool sets to move you smoothly over from version 1 to version 2. Like with migration tools, with assessment tools, with assessment service and so on. So really to make your life easy to get into the new world. And the same applies obviously for the CM on-premise customers that want to move into the cloud.
I think if you have another question for me, it's not clear about the current status of Sales Cloud V1 versus V2. When does Sales Cloud V2 will contain all features of Sales Cloud V1?
Yeah, this is could be a long answer here. I'm trying to take it quite short. The version 2 now has most of the things that have been in the version 1. So there's only like the industry verticalizations. This is the stuff that we put a little bit in the background. So this is in the roadmap right now. But most of the B2B sales, right, lead, opportunity, quote, and so on, integrations into the backend, we have pretty much parity there. There's maybe 19 and 95% parity. On the service side, it's also 95% parity, B2B and B2C. The only thing that we put a little bit behind is like the industry verticalizations, which we are working on right now. We first wanted to get the baseline right before we are going like putting the cherry on top. But while we develop basically the version 1 parity, we also obviously needed to make sure that at that time all of the AI revolution basically happened with generative AI, then co-piloting and stuff like that. We suddenly had completely different technologies at hand that make a CRM tool much more interesting and much more helping to increase the productivity through these AI features. So at the same time, we basically developed the baseline of the solution, and we were innovating with things like Copilot, so Joule, at the same time, generative AI and all these bits and pieces. Yeah, so but we can have a one-on-one on it, but pretty much everything that you could imagine is already in the version 2.
Okay. Do we have any other question? While we maybe have some participants thinking about the next question, let me inform you that about next week's session where we will talk about the SAP Commerce Cloud and also an introduction to the Cloud Acceleration program. So this session will be next week, Tuesday, same time at 2 p.m. And I see that we don't have any other questions. So with that, thank you again, Simon, for these sessions. Thanks to all participants for joining today. Again, we will continue next week, Tuesday, where we have a look at the SAP Commerce Cloud. So I hope to see you all again. And with that, have a very nice day and a very nice rest of the week.
Thanks for having me. Have a nice week, everyone.
Thank you.